ladies and gentlemen of the internet and of YouTube. Welcome back to Final Fantasy D6 Chronicles of Eno. I'm your dungeon master, game master, whatever the hell you want to call me for this campaign, Skijarmas, otherwise known as Tone Shift. With me today, our lovely player base. I'll just go in order of how they're appearing in the player list in Roll20. We have Hades Shadow 92, who is playing the human Dark Knight Thanatos.
Sup, bitches.
We have Luminous Starlight, who is playing the female cyborg chocobo warrior named Rocket. We have Darkness, who is playing the male human paladin.
Hey, everybody.
Yep. And next up on the list of people, we have Tom117Z, who is playing Neothil, the female Elvon ranger. That's your cue to say something, Tom.
Tom.
Unmute yourself, jackass.
Was it ever established that he actually came back?
Yes, he said he was back, and I heard him. So unless something...
Speak, you British twat.
Well, while we're waiting on that, I might as well just get one little small announcement I need to get through out of the way real quick.
Okay.
Due to a few changes on Roll20 with how they handle music and one particular of their music providers, Fanburst, closing down, I'm having to change my approach to how I provide music and sound to this campaign. Namely, this means that the players, until the episodes are actually released, will not be able to hear the music because I'm having to play it on my end through VLC Media Player at a low volume. This means that I might sometimes have to adjust the volume of the music to compensate if it's too loud or too quiet. I apologize for any hiccups in the flow this might cause in advance, but it is sadly a little beyond my control. I can't just tell Fanburst to come back. I can't do that. And I do not have a subscription to Roll20 to give me more file space, so I'm not going to be able to just upload my entire soundtrack that I have lined up, of which it is large, to Roll20 to handle the music and ambience, so I'm just going to have to roll with this and hope. Right now you should be hearing various versions of the prelude and the main theme of Final Fantasy itself going in the background. This will change contextually as we're going. I'm still kind of trying to get the nitty-gritty and the various finer points of how to control the flow figured out, so there might be some hiccups in flow here and there as I get that worked out. I apologize in advance for that. It's a work in progress. Bear with me, please. So, Tom, you back yet?
I was trying to grab a drink while we were sorting out the technical difficulties.
Ah, well, I mean, you missed the introduction, you bastard.
Well,
Hey.
there we are.
Yes.
Oh,
So,
thank goodness.
yeah, well, anyways, at this point, I would... It would...
Words.
Words!
Your words, Tom.
Words! I'm a voice actor, I swear.
So he tells us.
So he claims, but is he really, or does he have a body double?
Anyways, let's go ahead and do a quick recap of everything that happened last week. And yes, we are actually picking up 1 week from last time we played for once. We've had to shift gears to Sundays because scheduling is a thing. But yeah. So,
It's bullshit.
excuse me. Where we last left off, our party of young, relatively freshly minted adventurers had found themselves deep in the depths of an artificial cavern system dug out beneath the city of Marasu on their efforts to find and rescue an abducted Marasan city guard named Mevan. As they worked their way through the tunnels, they cut down many of the plague cultists that have been harassing and infesting Marasu and trying to bring the still healthy and clean members of the population into the fold of those infused with this unnatural and terrible plague. They fought their way and cleared out the entire cavern system before finding Mevan and rescuing him and bringing him back to the surface. They returned to the healthy regions of Marasu, reported in their findings, and were handsomely rewarded with 150 gil per person, while Mevan was sent home to his family to recover and rest and just be well. While all of this was happening, it came to the party's attention in their time in those catacombs that the cultists had been trying to dig into the city's water supply in the hopes of perhaps spreading the plague to it so that all who drank from the city's water and wells would become infected. With that hideout cleared out, and presumably collapsed due to the efforts of some guards who were sent in after you, that immediate threat seems to be nullified. But the possibility remains that the cultists may still try something of that nature, and you made that possibility clear to the people in charge. Following this, the party returned to the Whiskers Corner Inn and Tavern, where they received rest, of course, in rooms and the such. But furthermore, but additionally, Neothil and Thanatos, in a bout of what could be considered bravery and or stupidity, decided to take up a challenge from the barkeep in the form of a curious beverage imported all the way from Pure Oasis, simply called water. It's not water. Water doesn't make you skip being drunk and go straight to passed out and hungover. The drink you two imbibed in was impressively potent, to the point that Neothil knocked back a sip of it from a pint and was unconscious on the floor. And then Thanatos, in a moment of, let's see if this is really so bad, took a sip and will be out for even longer because he fucked up on his force save.
Rangers for the win.
Yes.
I'll let you have it.
Yeah. So, but despite the fact that they failed the challenge that would have let them have the drink for free, the bartender still gave them a noteworthy discount for the fact that they lightened the moods of everyone in that tavern, and just the general help that the party has been giving to the city of Marasu has not gone unnoticed or unappreciated. So,
We still lost a good bit of our reward.
It's still a sizable discount, though.
True.
So, with that, it is time for us to jump back into the thick of it. So, we will begin the next day. I'll go ahead and say that for the sake of expediency, the party sort of, I'll say for the sake of expediency that Neothil and Thanatos slept through their passed out states, which was 5 hours and 8 hours respectively for them. Woke up with mind-splitting hangovers, and it was well past sunset at that point. And they had some food. Alistair probably administered that new spell he has, Poisona, to alleviate their hangovers. And then they all went to bed and received a full rest. So everyone's at full HP and MP.
Hey.
Yep. And the sun is now coming up.
Are we supposed to be seeing something on the screen right now?
I suppose I should probably change the player list to the Plagued City map. There we go.
I was wondering whether you did it when I wasn't here.
Yeah, my apologies. So, yep. So, wake up. The morning is yours. How do you wish to proceed?
Well,
I'm regretting nothing.
I was just about to say something, but okay. I went to check on the two that had the hangover and see if the spell worked successfully.
I mean, the hangover worked when you cast it on them last night before going to bed. Like, their hangovers were severely alleviated, if not outright cured, so
Hmm.
so they're good on that front.
The only thing
That's
that
good.
hurts is my pride.
Well,
There wouldn't happen to be a portable version of the spell we could take back, would we? Because it would really help back home. Just a bit.
sorry, but no. And next time,
Aw.
please don't do anything that reckless, because this spell is meant for more important things than your hangovers.
Reckless me? I don't know why you get the idea.
Well, I was probably going to look around town, and I'm probably even going to check on to see if they got any further with that disease-ridden water I brought back.
We brought back.
Yep.
Just a moment here to me here. Oop. All right. So you're wanting to check out the apothecary and check on progress on or no, not you're wanting to head to the castle and check on the situation with the bit of water you found.
Yep.
See if they have any
Might as
more
well.
jobs for us.
There are our employers.
Is the whole
And feel free if anyone else wants to come along or do whatever you want.
There's no point in sticking around the town. Neil, come along.
I'm curious about Mr. Rabbit.
What?
Mr. Rath.
Do you mean Tam?
Okay.
Okay, that's
Little word of advice, Rocket. Maybe it's best not to call Tan that when you're there.
I'm choking on my ice cream.
I'm sure he'd find it very amusing. It's too adorable. You can't be mad at Rocket. She's
We
too
wish
adorable.
not to offend him,
why?
for we are still guests here.
That's not offensive. It's name
Roll-
of endearment.
It's
Roll-
not,
roll
it's
a
not
history check.
offensive. It's just if she goes around saying that, people's hearts will just stop from the door.
No,
That's
roll,
what you can't-
please, you too. Roll history.
Roll history.
Roll history.
Oh,
Oh god.
when you say you two, do you mean?
Thanatos and
me and-
Neothil.
Oh
Alright.
joy.
So
dear.
history. I don't have any law, so it's just 2d6. Right?
Yep.
Let's roll 2d6. 6.
7.
Okay.
Ooh.
You two both know that it is in fact impolite to call Numu rabbits. They don't like it. It's
How
derogatory.
we say no?
How can you say no to Rocket? She's too adorable, and besides, if you piss her off, she'll kick you in the nuts.
Like this. No, and I'm God.
I lean down so I can. Actually, she's taller than me, isn't she? I look Rocket in the eye and go, "Now, sweetie, it is very rude to call them rabbits. You must not do that."
Now you take my side.
I just kind of tilt my head in confusion, but
Because I
not.
swear they would find that offensive. At one
Yeah.
point.
Alistair, be quiet. The adults are talking.
Oh.
This coming from the one who passed out, and he could have just left you with that hangover.
Yes, but who followed in that sort of inference?
You're working with a
Well-
ranger. Get used to it.
I figured I'd be the one who's freaking rude.
Just feel grateful that someone, at least I tried to be the responsible one, where Rocket just, well, Rocket was just probably wondering to herself, what's going on?
Rocket is too freaking adorable to be mad at.
And I'm definitely going to keep the alcohol away. I can handle you two, but I don't want to handle a drunk chocobo. I don't
Well,
think I have enough strength to lift it.
Well, again, I don't know if chocobos drink.
I broke my
Two,
back last
got
time.
cybernetics. I'm starting to wonder if there's a cyber liver in there somewhere.
But all that
Well,
aside,
horses can technically drink, so.
all that aside, just don't. They don't
Let's
like
go.
being called rabbits, so
Mhm.
you might make them sad if you call them that. So do try not to.
I honestly think you get a laugh out of him.
Okay.
See, there you go. Let's end it.
You guys moving on then?
Yep.
All right. I like that. That was good interaction. All right.
Thanks.
So, the party kind of makes their way streets. And through a little while of walking, you're eventually back at the palace. And as you're entering, it strikes you as odd. There's a lot of activity here, a lot more than you're used to. Like, there are a lot of guards running around and yelling at each other about something. The atmosphere seems to be generally kind of tense and whatnot.
Can we make out any of what they're shouting about?
Make an awareness check.
That'd be awareness.
Yeah, make awareness checks.
2d6 plus
Okay.
4.
I just double check my awareness.
2d6 plus 4. 14.
Awareness. Okay. Now my turn.
Excuse me.
That's all right.
This is awareness checks.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay, I need
Oh, Rocket, you sweet little cinnamon bun.
cinnamon bun.
that's new.
A killer cinnamon bun.
A killer cinnamon bun that will
Yes.
destroy your.
Plus.
A cinnamon bun who, for once, does not.
Oh,
need
look!
cost
It's the
so bad.
same.
Nice.
Oh my god! So apparently, the ranger and the paladin are the.
I mean,
Close to critical success.
I mean, you all get it. Yeah. The general, you get the general impression from all of the back and forth and shouting and yammering going on that something happened at one of the city gates and the guard is trying to organize a response.
We had another attack. God damn it!
One morning, we'll wake up without having to be thrown straight into a fight.
Either someone has.
Now, where's the
spilled-
fun in that, Nate?
Either someone spilled the water by accident, or we're under attack.
Well, if it was the water, I'm pretty sure all these guys would be in hospital beds and not running
Right.
around like chickens with their heads cut off.
If it was the water, we'd be neck deep in cultists by now.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, actually, you don't know the full.
Yeah, I was
the
going to
rate
say,
of
we don't know the
infection.
full effects of how.
You don't know how
this
long it
takes
takes for
place.
the infection to take people.
The
Mm.
point is, if people start getting sick and chaos will reign, people panic, and then the cult will, they won't waste
I mean,
much
for goodness'
time.
sake, we don't even know what's in that water. It could be
Well,
any.
it was enough. It was enough to make your magic go.
Go ballistic,
No,
yeah.
no, no, let's go, please, no, let me die.
Hmm.
It was a pretty
So,
intense reaction, yeah.
Hmm.
Anyways.
Let's go into the castle and find out for sure, shall we?
If they let us through, that is.
Yeah,
wouldn't they?
they know you. They let you through, no problem. In fact, you
Let's say
almost
we
feel like
bought-
kind of a hopeful look in their eyes as you're heading in, like, oh yeah, the guys who can get shit done. Because, like, it's worth noting, I don't know if we've been over this in any great detail, but a lot of the City Watch right now is actually comprised of mostly volunteers.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
we established that from
Yeah.
the beginning when we got here.
Yeah, a lot of it right now is
Mhm.
volunteers. Like, there are, of course, still the well-trained soldiers, but a lot of it is volunteers because, half the city is gone.
Yep. Well,
Yeah.
let's go into the castle, I guess.
Gone to castle.
Yep. Heading into the castle, you eventually find your way back to the throne room area, and you see the typical assortment. You see Laren Kane, the Islemaster, you see Tam, you see his apprentice, Mika Solwyn, and of course you see the captain of the guard, whose name I am immediately forgetting, Vanar, all standing around a map of the city and the surrounding countryside, talking quietly amongst themselves, while a couple of other guards who look tired and a little beat up are standing off to the side.
Things are going well then.
Everyone kind of looks over at you. Laren kind of brightens up a bit. Ah, good. I was about to send for you. We have a situation. Are you able to help right now?
Of course. What's the problem?
We are up awake. Alice says spell is working wonders. I say so.
Vanar kind of nods towards the two other guards in the room. Tell them what you told me. One of the guards nods and steps forwards towards you lot. There was an attack on the western Chimeran Twin Gate, northern side of the city. A large group of cultists suddenly came in with a wagon from deeper in the city. They punched through. We weren't able to hold them. We tried to stop them, but they wound up taking several chocobos from the stables just outside, hitched them to their wagons, and fled off into the distance. We couldn't follow them.
That's horrible.
They were taking barrels with them. I don't know of what, but they looked to be following the river.
Barrels.
By
Why
the
does that-
water.
Why by default does that scream explosive?
I don't know what the barrels held, or what they're planning on doing, but all I know for sure is it can't be good.
What if it's that water?
It's at
Potentially.
it's at this point that Mika pipes up.
We were just thinking the same thing. Considering the fact that the tunnels they were using for holding a lot of would-be infected were collapsed, maybe they're trying to find another means of spreading the infection to the city's water supply. Infecting the river itself would be a good way to do that. Not just to the city, but the whole island.
Bastards. They're never satisfied till they infect everything.
So where did you say this started again?
She points at the map.
The Western Chimeran Twin Gate. Right here.
I just pinged it.
We must head there immediately.
Rocket, you wouldn't happen to be able to track other chocobos, would you?
You'd have to make a good survival check to find and keep following the tracks.
I'll have to say she's a chocobo, not a bloodhound.
Yeah.
I mean, if nothing else, when we find the chocobo, she might be able to communicate with them.
Possible.
Either way, we should head off. Try and find these guys before they do something regrettable.
You all should check the river. Make sure it's not already contaminated.
We're already on that, Tam confirms. We've been doing our damnedest to make sure nothing gets through. The only problem
Have you managed to... Sorry, you continue.
The only problem, of course, is that the main entry point of the river into the city is actually through an infected region.
Have you managed to stop stockpiling water supplies overnight?
We've been doing our best, yes. But even with half of the city on lockdown and the whole thing on quarantine, there is still a great deal of... There's still a lot we have to deal with. There are a lot of people here who need water, and stockpiling enough for all of them is much easier said than done.
Then I don't think we can have any time to waste.
Indeed.
I think we should go right now.
Bernard nods and gestures. Then get a move on. We'll try to lock down things here.
Rocket, Alistair, Thanatos, coming?
Definitely. We must not waste any more time.
We can't waste any more time.
Hmm.
Too bad that I wanted to talk to.
So you're departing then?
Yep.
Kind of leaving the room. Mika calls after you.
Be careful! We have some wild monsters on these islands. They can be dangerous. Keep your eyes peeled.
Don't worry, we will. It's just another day of helping folk to us.
Monsters I can deal with.
That you step out and back out into the streets. You work your way through. You pass through the hanging homes. The place that I described back to session 1 is a place where a lot of the houses are just hanging baskets.
Yep.
And eventually you find yourselves at the western of the two Chimeran Twin Gates. It is just a relatively standard-looking entranceway into the city. 2 portcullises, currently raised as a bunch of guards try to scour the area and figure out what the hell happened. You see that there are signs of the conflict. Looks like several scorch marks, a few bodies that have been moved off to the side, presumably to be buried later. Blood stains in a few spots.
Scorch marks.
I mean, if half the city has been contaminated, who knows how bad it is beyond the walls? But I guess we have no choice.
That's
Where
what
did these scorch marks come from?
That is a thought. What are they actually doing to stop this plague from spreading to us?
well, the whole city's in quarantine, so...
I said no in or out except for special cases, meaning us.
Yeah.
I'm curious about these scorch marks out around here.
Well, I mean, you can make an awareness check to investigate them.
Might as well have a look as well.
All right.
Any clues would help.
Fuck.
Rolling. 1 second.
10.
7. Sigh.
All right, well, Alistair and Rocket know what this is. Alistair, more largely because of magical experience. and Rocket just because, I don't know, just
Reasons.
luck, I
Just
guess.
Well,
And
Rocket.
Thanatos figures it out only a couple seconds after they do. These are leftovers from a fire spell.
They have mages. Great.
No, that might explain how they managed to break through.
Yes. I just hope my magic can counter theirs, or at least defend against it well.
Are there any tracks from the wagon they were pulling?
I'm not even gonna have you roll for this. Yeah, they're tracks. They were leaving in such a big hurry that they left pretty noticeable gouges in the dirt, and it's kind of a damp morning. You get the feeling it rained last night, so the path is kind of muddy. So there are definite, very prominent tracks in the softened and mushy soil.
Hey, the gang, a clue.
These
Oh my
cultists
god, I just
definitely-
realised Rocket is like our Scooby-Doo.
except not a coward.
Yeah.
Freaking
Fair
kick
enough.
ass.
Well,
Dude.
That's not really a bad
Wait,
thing,
wait,
though.
wait,
It's better
wait,
than
wait.
bloody Scrappy Doo.
Who then would be Fred?
Hmm.
And who's Shaggy?
I'm gonna guess Alice here,
Would be Fred.
and the knee is Velma.
And who's Daphne?
We don't have a Daphne.
The one who's just
It might have been.
there to bang
Well, I
Fred
would have
with.
guessed it may have been Blank, but he didn't join us, unfortunately.
Anyways.
I'm pretty sure Mike would smack you for that.
I'm sorry. I'm just saying.
I miss Blank. He needs to come. he
I
needs
mean,
to
no
come back
offense,
to the
Blank.
set.
Sorry.
Who knows where he
I
fucked off
freaking
to?
miss him. He hasn't been on in like fucking forever.
Probably college.
Mm.
Not the first.
Yeah.
It's not the first time he's disappeared for long stretches of time.
Yeah, true.
Anyways, so
Life is hard work.
Anyways, onwards.
Hmm.
well,
Well,
as you're
let's
about
follow
to
the trail.
as you're about to pass fully out of the gates and out of the city proper, one of the guards halts you for a moment and says, "Just as a heads up, we're going to be closing the portcullises behind you. When you come back, you're going to need to find some way to prove that you haven't been infected or are carrying the infection on you. We just got to make sure."
I mean,
There's Alice's health
S-
bubble.
us as well, and plus the health bubble.
Whatever methods you can use,
Yeah,
just keep it in mind.
we will. And don't worry, we'll do all we can and find out what they are up to.
Good luck. That you step through the
Thanks.
portcullises. Someone pulls something somewhere. You hear the sound of grinding gears and chains rolling, and the portcullises slide down. They close and kick up some dirt.
Well, good news is we finally made it out of the city.
You are indeed. You are now outside of Marasu. And with
Probably
that,
shouldn't stay out for very long.
and that means it's time to switch to the world map.
Shit, there's no map.
And your current location is in the very top of it, so go there. Top, kind of centralized.
I am there.
I see it.
Marasu.
So, hey, look, it's the thumbnail.
Yep, the world map.
Jesus, it's we have a lot of places to go.
Hmm.
So, you begin following the tracks, and it takes you a while to you get a ways into the wilderness. There is a path here, but it looks like it's largely just to reach out to outlying farms and stuff. You get the distinct impression there aren't very many other settlements on this island, if any. And so, as you begin to follow the river, I don't have it marked on this map because it's kind of a small river, but yeah, but excuse me. You follow it for a while, walking for about 12 hours. Well, not 12, let's say about 5 hours or so. The terrain around you has gone from the sort of low sweeping hills that merge into the beach and then the ocean, and you've entered into more rolling foothills and open grasslands with patches of forestation and large rocky cliff faces around you. The sky overhead has become open and clear, and the sun is shining down. You're hearing birds singing. A breeze blows through it all, making the blades of grass wave somewhat. It's very scenic and very pretty and really quite serene. But as you're going, the trail is becoming less and less pronounced. To follow the trail effectively, I'm going to need everyone to roll survival checks.
Survival. Let me have a look.
Okay.
Survival. I'll definitely need to look at that one up.
I don't have a survival skill. What?
Yeah, I'm about
skill?
to say, Tom, there's no survival on the
Oh.
character sheet.
Oh. I'm sorry, I'm still thinking
Yeah.
through the D&D. Nature, then, my mistake.
Ah,
Nature.
shite. I have nothing for nature.
Nothing.
What?
I do.
Oh, hang on, wait. Nature.
The Dark Knight is the one in tune with nature. There you go.
3.
Hopefully. Boom. And with the chocobo. Yay.
That's my turn.
I would think the white mage would be the one most in tune with nature. Let's see how that goes. And the ranger, who's supposed to be like
the one who's good in the wilds.
she's not at the top of her game.
The dice forsake me.
Yeah.
Let's double check I haven't got anything for nature. Let's see. Nature. No. I got knowledge, but not nature. Damn.
Roll it.
Okay. Hmm.
This is bullshit.
Yeah.
This is bullshit. Anyway, so... Well,
Knights for the win.
Well, as far as being a ranger goes, Neothil is making it quite clear that she was always better at the combat and acrobatic side of things, and not so much the working out in the wilds. She wasn't so great at the ranging part of it. Something she is demonstrating quite clearly as she, within a few hours of walking out, is hopelessly lost. But the rest of the party picks up the slack, and you follow the trail for a while longer. Eventually, your path and the tracks you're following leads you into a sort of narrow, rocky, miniature canyon, I want to say, where there are tall, rocky walls on either side of you. The river flows to your left as you're proceeding further and further along. As you are making your way, eventually, let's say about 2 or 3 in the afternoon, and it was about, it's about 5 in the afternoon at this point. It was about noon when you left, and as you're proceeding, you spot something strange before you.
Strange, he says.
Yep. Bit further up ahead along the road, give me a moment to grab the right map. There we go.
It scares me how much detail you put into this before we actually get to this shit.
I was planning in advance, all right? I plan on a session-by-session basis. But yes, you see this.
Yeah. I
I
found my cart.
buy a cart.
Yep. As you
And barrels.
now, it's worth noting that the barrel itself, it's supposed to be facing the other way, but the picture I found didn't work with that, so, But yeah.
And blood.
Yep. So, as you're approaching, you see that the wagon you were following appears to have been toppled and spilled its contents everywhere, and there are some signs of a struggle, including blood splatters and a few gold feathers kind of strewn about near where the blood is at its most prominent.
Gold.
I see it.
I hope Rocky doesn't get too incensed to it.
Chocobo feathers, yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Okay. Alright.
It appears our cultists are under some trouble.
Alright. Well, we should investigate. Alistair, Rocket, check those barrels. Make sure it's none of that water. Nee and I will take
Well,
a
I
look
just
over.
looked at the blood pattern. From the looks of it, it's heading towards the water.
Should we roll an awareness check? to
Definitely.
check all this?
Sure, go ahead.
14.
All right,
Now this I can do.
we'll get to
Fuck. Where? This game really just not. I'm just not good.
Ooh, 15.
Ooh.
Damn.
All right, so everyone, real quickly, tell me what specifically they're
Oh, no,
investigating about this scene, so that I can plan things out accordingly.
I was
Well,
looking at the blood trail.
And I'm looking in the barrels to see what they are.
I'm checking. I guess I'm checking the cart.
All
I'm
right.
see
looking
ya.
to see where the water's flowing.
The water is flowing downhill towards Marasu. That's where water goes. I'll put you right here. It's clear water. Looks pretty good. Alistair. Prying open the barrel you're closest to, you look inside, and immediately your nostrils are filled with just this most putrid and rancid stench of rotting flesh. A few flies come buzzing out of the barrel in sweet relief at being freed. Wipe them out of your face, and then you look in again, and you are met with the sight of disembodied limbs.
Knew it.
Limbs that have the telltale sores and ulcers and blisters of the infection.
They were planning on dumping it inside the water.
That's real classy.
Thanatos. Looking at the wagon, you note that there are some, like I said earlier, signs of a struggle. There's some scrape marks and splinter marks and bits where the wood's been torn, and looks like the wood on the side has been impacted, which would explain why it's toppled. Something big tackled this. But
I don't like that.
looking around a bit more, you see that there's still some tracks that go a bit further ahead. Looks like a pair of chocobo feet and some other feet moving further ahead, but you can't really be much sure of that. And now we get to Neothil.
When you say that, oh god. What are you doing?
Well, you're following the blood trail, and it's clearly a drag mark. Something was dragged along, and from the few gold feathers you're spotting among the trail, you're assuming it was the chocobo. As you're getting close to this rock here, you actually spot the partially devoured carcass of a typical yellow chocobo in the bushes over here.
Oh no.
Yeah, let's Rocket is
Rocket,
not a good
please don't
idea.
look.
And then the rock that
It's fine.
and then the rock that you're standing next to shifts.
This is not a rock, this thing's alive. Moving
Well-
back quickly.
As you're about to step back, suddenly the rock twists sharply, and you notice there's a hole in the side of it. And two snake-like heads come reaching out at you, and
Oh my god. No, Tone.
you all see this.
Oh!
Oh, why? Hysnoguin? What?
I hate
You made it a terrifying
I hate
creature.
you so much.
Hysnoguin doing
You
things now?
son of a bitch!
I hate you. I will kill you, and I will kill Fallen. He was planning this.
Yes, I was! I drew that last night!
It was
You
a plan
bastard.
all along.
You've
Complete
inserted your weird abomination of a thing into Final Fantasy.
We're gonna kill it.
And it
So-
can disguise as a rock. Oh, fuck.
Well, as you all know, there's only one way to deal with such a situation.
That's right.
Kill it with fire.
First of all,
Shoot it
it's
in the face.
First of all, it's attacking you. So,
Battle time.
yep,
Alright.
yep. And because it got you by surprise, it gets the first round.
And with knee being the closest,
It is attack.
I
It is.
would-
Yep. It is attacking knee. Yep. So let's see here.
hope it's not poisonous.
Well, let's see here.
It's a snake.
Well, it's a snake hermit crab thing.
Fucking Hysnoguins. I'm salt is real.
Well, it used to be like. I can't remember.
They were meant to be weird, adorable things.
Yeah, and then Tone got a hold of it, and he.
I made
What's
them
he
in the
got
first
hold of
place.
it? He made
So,
it.
so what's your avoidance,
Oh, crap.
Tom?
My avoidance is 8. So just
Well, you just got hit. So I am so sorry.
No, you're not.
You're right.
Ow!
Subtract your armor from that,
Oh,
and that is how
no!
much damage you take.
Armor. Where's that again? 4.
So 19
Oh,
damage.
you just took 19 damage. Well, it's a good thing we leveled up.
Yep.
Or that probably would have been a one-hit KO.
Yep, so here's what happens. The 2 snakeheads and the snake tail come snapping out of the shell, and one of those snakeheads immediately clamps down onto your arm, and another clamps down onto your thigh. They bite hard. Blood squirts free from the wounds, and I need you to make a force check to resist being grappled.
Force check. So that's 2d6 plus
Bless your
2
force.
plus 3.
Well, this is gonna be.
Nay! Oh, shit!
11.
Well, you barely managed to wiggle out of its teeth, but you're still bleeding quite profusely. Its 2 heads sort of lean back and it kind of squiggles back a bit. Its long snake tail lashes out behind it, and 2 fin-like webbed feet sort of snap out from under its shell, kind of folding out, and it goes from both of its heads.
Get your fangs off of me, you damn dirty snake.
And
You
now
damn
it
dirty
is. Yep.
snake.
And now it's the party's turn.
Mm.
Alright.
Hey, get back from it if you can.
Can I make a movement and then shoot it in the face? Because
Yes.
that's
Yeah.
what always works.
Mhm.
Shooting
Yes, yes, you can. Go ahead and move however far back you wish and make your shot.
Anyway,
Get all the way back.
fuck this shit, I'm out.
That's it.
Rocket, we need to help Vanatos.
So 2d6 plus
Don't worry, guys. I got
3.
this.
Dash roll 2d6 plus 3. 11.
Well, that will hit.
2d6 plus 4. Oh, 2d6 plus 9 now. Ah, okay. $19.
All right. So, hold on a second here. Those subtract. Need a fucking calculator for this.
I would still like to state that I hate you and Fallen so much.
So was this what you were planning earlier?
Yes. Anyways,
I
so
hate.
Neothil, you scramble back, you do a little, you jump back through the air, you land, some of your blood gets added to the smear marks. You quickly whip out your crossbow, you fire off a shot, it goes flying forward, and the snakehead you're aiming at jerks to the side, and your arrow pits its rocky shell, kind of falls out. It left a mark, and you can see a tiny dribble of blood coming out of it, but it's not too badly hurt. It looks pretty all right.
Oh, this thing has like ludicrous amounts of health, doesn't it?
Alright.
All right, let's see.
I everything.
Let's see. Rocket rolled a 9. I take it that's for an attack.
But she's all the way back here, so she would have gone up.
Oh, so she's got a.
Distance.
Rocket must avenge her fallen brethren.
Technically, you haven't fallen, you've just been bit.
No, the other.
I'm talking about the chocobo.
Oh, the chocobo.
Right, and that.
Well,
and
okay,
Be
yeah.
careful, Rocket.
That was your attack, Rocket, right?
I suppose so.
All right. Well, yeah.
What does it hit?
Yeah, that'll hit. Roll damage.
Come on, Rocket, get a critical.
It's
Oh.
too late for critical.
Yeah, it's too
yeah.
late for
It,
her.
it has to be on the first roll.
Thought so. Damn.
So Rocket being close now concerns me.
I'd say you just stay back there and shoot it in the face. We'll be fine.
You're gonna do damage?
Waiting, hang on.
Ooh, bit higher.
That's 12.
All right.
Oh, I already know the title of this episode.
All right.
The Hysnoguin attacks.
It's cool. I'm gonna name it Hysnoguin? ?
Well, anyway, so
Put a little deal in the description says Skijarma is a bastard.
Anyway, so Rocket comes charging forwards, raises up her mechanical leg and kicks at the Hysnoguin, hits it in the shell. There's a loud boom, and the Hysnoguin slides a few inches back from the force of the impact, and then it just kind of looks at her and blinks, and then it hisses furiously in rage. Thanatos, what are you doing?
I'm gonna hit.
Save the rocket.
I say I'm gonna hit a bit.
Chop off its fucking head.
14.
That hits. Roll damage.
Off of its head. Or heads in this case.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm not playing my original D&D character in this because he had the inability to even attack.
Ooh,
snakes.
17.
All right.
I damn near had a critical. Just damn near.
Well,
So close, but not enough.
anyways,
I'm gonna chop
You,
this fucking thing's head off.
you come forward and
Her head.
you come in with your scythe, you give a swing. It seems to understand that sharp things are bad for its health, though. Both of its heads lurch back, and you're just kind of nick it in the jaw in one spot. You don't kill it, though. You just kind of nick its chin. One of its chins. It doesn't look too
jeez.
pleased.
Ah, shit.
I
Alistair,
wouldn't get too close, Alistair.
Stubborn
You're the
little
white
creature.
mage.
what are you
Yeah,
doing,
it's-
Alistair?
Anyway, I think.
I mean,
So what?
this seems like a boss fight, so something like support would be nice since the rest of us are attacking it.
Oh no, this is
Indeed.
not a boss.
What?
This
It
is not a boss.
It's not-
It's a level.
It's just-
it's a level 2 monster that you're not familiar with.
Because you and fucking Fallen
Yeah,
created this
That we're not
monstrosity.
that we're not familiar with, along with every other FF6 player in existence.
You know, everybody who sees this and knows that knows Final Fantasy is gonna be like, "What the fuck's a Hysnoguin?"
Well, in this case, it's a Hydra
God.
snake rock penguin.
Wasn't it supposed to be like it's supposed to be dog heads, not snake heads?
That'll be the ocean Hysnoguin, and they're a lot less aggressive than the river Hysnoguins.
I hate you.
Alistair,
I
what
want
are you
to-
doing?
I thought there'd be multiple ones.
That's it. Alice here, do something. Preferably
I
not
know.
get closer and try to whack it.
Yeah, I ain't gonna risk it with that beast. So, I'm just deciding what to do.
You can
Well,
heal
I was
the elf.
also looking up Shield of Light to see if that would do anything for you two.
Shield of Light. Does
Or-
it protect against physical damage or poison? Because this thing is. At least I hope it's not poisonous. Is it poisonous? Skijarma?
Gotta have a poison attack somewhere.
Oh, here we go, Paladin. Right.
It'll only
I
affect
love how
you.
he's not answering my question.
And what were you asking?
If it has poison.
The Neothil isn't poisoned right now, so you don't think so. At the very least,
So
after-
just roll 2d6s, okay.
remember, the Shield of Light only affects you, I think.
Really?
You
Well,
could
let's-
heal the
let's see
elf.
here. The Paladin may declare he's activating Shield of Light as an instant action once per combat. Until the start of the Paladin's next turn, when Shield of Light wears off, the character is treated as having the indestructible property on all the armor he's currently wearing, cannot be affected by knockback effects, and cannot lose a spell he was in the middle of casting due to a teamwork attack, critical hit, or limit break. If any enemy would make a physical attack against the Paladin, or the Paladin's covered target before the start of the character's next turn, the Paladin can retaliate with an abrupt blast of holy energy. The attacking enemy immediately suffers res times armor tier plus 2 to 6 points of holy magic armor damage and are inflicted with the negative status effect blind with no resist roll, even if they'd normally be immune to its effects. The damage and blind effect occur as soon as the monster's attack is declared and before accuracy is rolled. So, no, you can't use this on an ally.
I
So-
see.
Yeah,
So
I'd
probably
say
best to heal me.
All
She
right.
took
just
a
heal.
nasty hit.
heal the
I
elf.
have a boo boo.
Are you
I
going?
have
Are you
you
going
had
to
a
cover-
very big boo boo.
Are you going
Don't
to
worry,
cover
I'm here to
anyone?
help.
All right. Go ahead and roll how much health you restore then.
Okay. So that would be plus the healing skill.
No,
Well,
you're
Yep.
you're casting cure.
oh, cure.
Yeah. which
Okay.
is for a
7.
For any
MP.
target, that'll be mind times 2 plus 2d6.
Ah. Okay. So mind. Ooh. 10. That will be helpful if it succeeds.
You don't have to roll an accuracy check; it just goes off.
Okay.
Just roll the recovery.
Got it. But I would have to include mine, right, or not?
What? Just what is double your mind?
Hang on a sec, let's double check. Which is
What?
MND, would it be?
Yes. What is your mind score?
10. So I would basically put that next to it. That's what I asked.
Okay. If your score,
Okay.
if your mind score at max is 10 right now, then you would
Yep,
double
I'm
that,
casting.
and then roll
Oh,
so 2d6 plus 20.
Okay.
So yeah, knee's gonna be just fine.
Yep.
All right, that uses up 7 of your MP,
As I thought.
but Neothil is back up to max.
All of a sudden, I'm feeling much more ready to shoot him in the face some more.
Yep, Alistair just sort of plants his staff in the ground, waves his hand, blue sparkles shimmer in the air around you, and you're back to full. And now, it is back to the Hysnoguin. It is going to look at you it is going to hiss angrily, it is then going to suddenly lurch off over here, splash into the water, and disappear.
What?
It'll be back.
What?
Party turn?
I guess we scared it off.
What?
I suggest we just go.
Yeah, can we just leave?
It
I don't wanna
seems the
deal with-
foul beast has retreated for now. Let's
let's
move
just-
on.
Yeah, let's move on so the monstrosity doesn't come back.
Alright, so you're all making the movement action to head further up.
Yeah, follow his tracks. Come on, Rocket.
Alright, well,
Okay.
in that case, you head a little ways.
I swear to God, Tone, if that thing pops out of the water
It
again,
pops out of the
just-
water again.
I'm gonna kill it, then I'm gonna kill you.
Yep. As you're all ending your turns, it suddenly springs back up from the water. One of its throat is convulsing and undulating wildly. And I need to decide between you. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I hate you.
It's aiming at Alistair.
Oh. Shit.
Because of course it is.
All right. Alistair, what is your avoidance?
Let's check. Oh, of course it'd be after me.
You know how when I talked about poison earlier, Tom?
Mm-hmm.
I think I just gave him more ideas.
No, this is already just a pre-built attack.
I'm sure.
Avoidance. Right.
ABD.
It's just sitting in the water now, but only range can reach it. Unless you want to go for a swim.
No. How about we not?
Would it be on the skills avoidance? Let's see. Yeah.
Kind of ruins my plan to kill it now that it's in the fucking water.
What is your avoidance, Paladin? Or hate, darkness, whatever. I don't need you to roll it. I just need to know what it is.
Alright, with that.
Your AVD.
Yeah,
AVD.
Forza 5.
yeah, your
AVD. Darkness.
That's,
Hmm?
Yeah, that's.
AVD. That's what I said. Yeah, it's 5.
Okay.
AVD.
All right. Well. All right. So, what is your armor?
My armor is. 4.
All right. Well, in that
That's
case.
12 points of damage.
Yep. So, the snakehead suddenly spits out this large globule of purple slime that flies through the air and hits you right in the chest. And where it seeps through the cloth under your breastplate, it seeps through the cloth and onto your skin, and it burns and it burns. It's really painful. Some of the fumes fly up your nose. I need you to make an opposed force check.
Shit.
And here's the poison.
Mm. Okay, my force is free, so this is going to be interesting.
You are such a bastard.
Not Rocket.
It's-
And +3. Whoa.
Please tell me you can beat it. Ah, fuck.
Okay, so
Mm.
as the fumes swim up your nostrils and down your throat as you're gasping in pain, you are now inflicted with the status ailment of poison.
Ah.
So does this thing still have its
Shit.
mouth open?
Yeah, but hang on, its turn isn't over yet. That was
Oh,
the
fuck.
end of a slow action. It still actually has a move and normal action to go.
Oh,
Can it come
fuck.
out of the water so I can fucking cut its head off?
Well, you're in luck. It is going to slither out of the water.
Oh.
Right in the middle of all of us. I hate you.
It slithers right out of the water and goes lunging for the man it just poisoned.
Because, of course, the fucking white mage.
I'm pretty sure that hits.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah,
This
his
is not my
avoidance.
day.
Yeah.
What's your armor again? 4?
Yep.
Just to double check my numbers are right.
I hate you, Tom.
All right.
Somebody
so
just keep a count on how much I say.
Oh, no.
you just took 16 points of damage.
Ah.
Yep, as it comes barreling across the path that you after lurching out of the water, moving surprisingly quickly as two snake heads lash out. And it's, both heads latch onto your shoulders. The fangs dig in deep, and it hurts like a motherfucker. There's blood squirting out of the wounds. But that is its turn. Back to the party.
Out of character, just for future reference, in case I do have Flea.
Okay.
All right.
Fuck Flea, I'm pissed at this thing. Alright.
So,
Tom, you want to take a shot at it, or do you want me to go first?
first I'll move to
Get this
Ah.
creature off me.
a good distance, and then I'm gonna shoot it.
All right. What direction are you heading in? Put yourself
Well, I'm not
somewhere.
gonna freaking head up past its head. So,
Go
Like,
shoot it in
yeah.
the ass.
yes, right at the butthole.
Right up the butthole.
It's the other face. Dash roll 2d6 plus 6 now 3.
That'll
13?
hit. Yep, that'll hit. Roll damage.
Why couldn't it have been a critical? Shoot it up the butthole and just kill it.
Oh. Like,
Sorry. He fucked up. It's plus.
Yeah, I did underscore by instead of a plus.
help me, D.
17. There we go.
There we go.
All right. So you fire off your arrow at it. You get it right where its tail sticks out of the shell. Sticks in, and the two heads unclamp from Alistair and go. It clearly did not like that, but it's still going strong, and you're getting the distinct. And you're, yeah. At this point, if everyone could roll me an awareness check.
You wouldn't like it if you had an arrow.
Awareness check.
Yep.
Why?
13.
11.
Rocket rolled
11.
an 11. Alistair.
And Alice here.
So I have the ball.
Awareness.
Awareness.
Okay. +4. Oh shit! Come on.
Well,
9.
not terrible. So,
What do we have to notice?
well, with a lineup of rolls like that, the only one who doesn't really notice is Alistair, and that's mostly just because he's still reeling from having his shoulders clamped down on and poison spat onto his chest. So, The rest of you come to realize that this creature is clearly good at evading attacks and letting its shell take the brunt of it, and its shell is hard. In game terms, you deduce this to mean that all of your melee damage is being cut roughly in half.
I got an idea, guys. All right.
Take out the
I'm-
shell.
I'm going to take a step back and cast Stone at the shell.
All right, your weapon isn't arcane, so that is a slow action, so that'll go off when your next turn starts. So it's stone, you say?
Stone. Yep.
All right, you take a step back, you plant the butt of your scythe into the ground, put your hand out, your other hand out in front of you, fingers sort of twitching a bit as you, and little bolts of yellow energy and electrical-looking stuff start jolting up between your fingers and the earth, and some pebbles and dust start to rise as you begin work on the spell. That'll go off on your next turn. Rocket and Alistair, what are you doing?
Keep them busy, guys.
Well, I'm going to strike back at this fucking beast before it's done.
All right.
Just whack it with your staff. Just whack it in the fucking head.
I mean,
Do it.
shouldn't your health be priority right now?
Hmm.
Well, he can't really get off another cure spell right now, and plus he's poisoned.
Also,
Plus,
question.
if I make a 1 foot, this fucking thing may chase after me.
Right,
Certainly keep it away from
relevant question. What is 20% of 82?
Here I got my phone. I can get a calculator.
Yeah, calculate that really quick, because that's how much damage Alistair is going to take every time the party ends their turn, as long as he's afflicted
All
with
right.
poison.
20%.
16.4?
Yeah, 16.4.
All
It's
right.
about 16 points of damage.
Yep, so once the party's done doing their turn here, Alistair's going to take another 16 points of unmitigated damage.
Ow.
Oh, shit.
Well, I think he's got the most health out of all of us. So,
All right, Rocket.
and he can.
Rocket just rolled an attack, right?
Yep.
Yep.
All right. Yep, that'll hit. Roll damage.
Here comes Rocket.
We gotta break that fucking shell.
16 damage.
16 damage.
Yep. Well, you come in, you give it another mighty kick. Boom! Again, it slides back a few inches, and this time its heads kind of snap around at you, and his like, hey, stop that! And Alistair, what are you doing?
Whack it.
I mean, I was thinking of risking it and trying to hit this bastard. If I can, that is.
Make an attack roll.
So there's 2 d6s
Plus your accuracy.
plus my accuracy. Oh, shit. Wrong one. There we go. Accuracy. Well, this is going to be interesting. Wait, here I go. Which, just to make sure I'm typing this right, accuracy is ACC.
Yes.
Yep. So just a +1. Jesus Christ.
Well, you're meant for healing and shit, not attacking mostly.
Ah, fuck.
Ooh.
Okay, so you swing your holy stick at it. It moves its head aside, and you just kind of uselessly bounce off of
Holy
it.
stick.
You just kind of uselessly bounce off of its rock shell. You don't even do any points of damage with that.
The stakes were made.
And
Yep.
I believe that is everyone's turn. It is back to the enemy.
Yep.
Also, Alistair, you just took 16 points of damage because of poison.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So-
this is not going to end well.
So, the Hysnoguin is going to go ahead and clamp at you again.
Ah, bollocks.
Well, Brit, F, on all that.
What's your avoidance again?
My avoidance is, hang on a sec. Hang on, is it? Yeah, 5.
Yeah, sucker just met your avoidance, which means it does indeed hit.
Aw.
No.
Why can't it just be if it meets it misses. Yep. Why can't
Nope.
that?
So subtract 4 from that. Means you just took another 15
fuck.
points of damage.
Ah!
Yep. It's Snakeheads comes lashing out at you again. One of them clamps onto your knee, another clamps back onto one of your wounded shoulders, making the wounds even worse. There's just blood all under you now. You are bleeding really badly. You're poisoned, and this thing is just tearing into you. You are not feeling good, and I know this because you are down to 23 hit points.
Yeah, we're gonna have to kill this thing quick.
Well,
But don't worry, guys. I got this.
Well, anyway,
Yeah, darkness, don't attack it.
Yeah, I would suggest backing up and healing whenever you can.
yeah,
Revenge is
yeah,
Fool's game.
Yeah, and it's like it's advancing on him too. It's like trying to overtake him. So
All right.
back to the party. Thanatos, your spell goes off.
And I don't need to make an accuracy with it, right?
I don't think so. No, just roll damage.
Okay. So let's see here. Power times 3.
I just hope that I distracted it so your spell is successful.
All right, hold on. Roll 2d6 plus. Indeed. Boop.
All right.
30.
Oh.
So, as you see this thing nomming on your friend, trying to devour him, essentially, you feel a rush of rage. The yellow bolts of electricity crackling from your fingers in the soil get much more intense, and a large slab of stone rises from the ground in front of you, basically a giant clump of just raw rock. It rotates around so that the jagged tip that came out of the soil is facing the Hysnoguin. You move your hand forward as if you're throwing a javelin. The stone flies through the air, and it just pierces right through that shell and out the other side. There is a spray of blood and gore. The Hysnoguin freezes. It can't even mutter a death gurgle because, well, you just destroyed its lungs. It is incapable of making a sound. It twitches and thrashes a few times in agony, and then its two heads fall to the ground, and it moves no more.
Yeah!
Additionally, you have
Wow.
additionally, you have now discovered that that Hysnoguins take double damage from magic attacks.
Cool.
I knew I shouldn't have wasted my spell on you.
It was greatly appreciated.